Let's talk about the synthesis rubric. The synthesis essay is considered essay number 1 on the AP language test. It is worth a total of 6 possible points, and this is how your points are distributed. You can earn 1 point for your thesis, up to 4 points for evidence and commentary, and 1 point for sophistication. A 4 is considered a passing, quote unquote, or adequate essay. So that is your goal, to earn a 4 or higher on your synthesis essay. So, how do you do that? Let's take a look at these 3 categories and I will explain. So, in order to earn your thesis point, there are 2 things that you need to do. First and most importantly, you need to answer the prompt and you need to present a defensible position. What does that mean? Let's say you are given a prompt about why we should or should we get rid of student loan debt for college students. That's a current topic. So, if you write an essay that is a rant about how college is so expensive and nobody should ever go, you're not going to get your thesis point because you didn't answer the prompt. You need to provide a stance on that topic. Now, there is a wide range of what would be considered acceptable in answer to that question: should we get rid of student loan debt? You can agree, you can disagree. You could say yes, but you could say no, here's an alternative. That is, all of those would be acceptable. There is not one secret answer that the graders are looking for, but you still need to answer the prompt. Also, you need to present a defensible position. You can't just state a fact. For example, you could not say that your claim is many students have a lot of college debt. Yes, that's true. Good job. But that's not defensible. You need to have something to prove. So if you have a claim or a thesis that answers the prompt, that's defensible. You will get your point for your thesis. Now, evidence and commentary, you have to meet both requirements for the evidence and for the commentary in order to get your point. Because we are interested in earning a 4 or higher, which would mean you would need to earn 3 or 4 points for evidence and commentary, let's focus on those 2 specifically. So, in order to earn a 3 for evidence, you need to provide evidence from at least 3 sources. You will be provided multiple sources, usually 8 or 9. Don't try to use them all. You just need to use 3. However, you must use at least 3. If you don't, that's only a 2 for the evidence line, and that's the most points you can earn for evidence and commentary. Also, the sources provided should support all claims in your line of reasoning. In other words, if you provide 3 reasons to support your opinion, you need to have evidence from the sources in all 3 of those reasons. If you don't, then you're not going to earn that point for evidence. For commentary, you're explaining how some of the evidence supports your line of reasoning or how some of your evidence supports your claim. Maybe you use the same piece of information in a couple of different places, but you only explain in one place why it matters. That would be a 3. The difference between a 3 and a 4 is that you consistently explain how the evidence supports your claim or your line of reasoning. In other words, you tell the reader why all of your evidence matters. If you do not do that, if you just give a list, but there's no line of reasoning, then you're not going to get the 3 or higher for evidence and commentary. Please keep in mind those 2 aspects: 3 sources that support all of your main reasons, and you explain them all. Now, sophistication is difficult to earn. Often it is referred to as the unicorn point because it is so hard to achieve. Why? Because in order to earn it, you have to demonstrate a sophistication of thought. In other words, you come at this prompt with a totally unique viewpoint. You use the evidence in a way that the readers have never seen before. Your argument is the most amazing argument they've ever read. Or you demonstrate a complex understanding of the rhetorical situation. You so completely understand what's going on in the world around this particular issue, and you weave that into your commentary, and you bring a totally new depth to your essay. That is what you do to earn your sophistication point. Please notice that there is nothing on the sophistication point that says the student uses lots of big words to try to sound really smart. That is not sophistication as far as AP is concerned. In fact, it says explicitly that you will not get the sophistication point if your attempts at style do not enhance the argument. In other words, I'm trying to show how smart I am by using big words. No, that's not sophistication. That is you trying to use big words and sound like you're smart. You may get a sophistication point, but you probably won't. And you know what? That's okay, because you don't need to get a perfect score on the essays in order to earn credit through the AP test. You need to score a 4 or higher. Where do those points come from? Having a thesis that answers the prompt in a defensible way and using your evidence and your commentary to build your argument. Just forget about the sophistication point, okay? It doesn't exist. It's not a thing you have to worry about because you don't need to. 4 is your goal. 5 is absolutely achievable. If you get a 6, write about it in your diary. And that is your overview of the synthesis rubric.